Greetings in the love and in the light of our one infinite creator. This is Robert, your humble host. Blessings and welcome to the Law of One channel. In this video, we're going to cover a question answered to QO back in 2011 about tsunami in Japan, along with the nuclear crisis, and how this has to do with the harvest and planetary transition. Let's get into it. We are those known to you as the Principle of QO. We greet you in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator in whose service we visit with you this evening. Thank you for calling us to your circle of seeking. It is a pleasure to share in this working. We thank the one known as T for his query concerning the recent events in Japan that have concerned not only the Japanese but all of the world because of the results of the earthquake and tsunami being so devastating and threatening to cause a meltdown of one of your nuclear reactors. You wish to know how these events fit in with the lead-up to fourth density harvest and what each can do to aid those catastrophic natural disaster and its man-made complications. We would offer our thoughts first on the place that this event holds in the events that come around the time of harvest. Firstly, we would say to you that you will find that there is a natural spike in the natural disasters of your planet that began perhaps a half-century ago or more, and that this spike is continuing into the present day because of the need for your planet to process the heat of aggression, anger, and violence that has been pounded down into the earth in various of its bodies within third density throughout the greater part of your third density experience. Perhaps you have a good understanding of this because of the way anger and violent emotions cause you to process and go through a great deal of heavy emotional feelings. If you attempt to stifle them or talk yourself out of them, you soon find that it is useless. These feelings need to be processed. The planet itself is alive, and it is the recipient of an increasing amount of pressure from these negative emotions of its people. It is attempting to balance itself, to heal itself of these distortions. The energy shall continue behind these extreme weather events to cause a record number of weather events for your next few years, shall we say. Gradually, and we cannot say when this might occur, there will be a lessening of these events as the energies are processed and expelled from the planetary body. For the present, however, the experience of those in Japan is as one with other places upon planet Earth that have experienced the damage caused by extreme events. We find in this instrument's mind the examples of the earthquake in Haiti, the earthquake in China, and the hurricane in North America in New Orleans and that area. In a way, we give you not what you would consider good news, but what you might consider devastating news. That there is no quick end to the extreme weather emergencies that you may expect. The good news, my friends, is, however, that by this means, the Earth is enabling the vast majority of all human beings to dwell in peace and in safety, rather than there being one global catastrophe that would cause the planetary population of humans to be destroyed. The reason for this gradual lessening of the pressures within your planet, rather than one great polar shift that would eliminate the second and third density populations of Earth, or at least the great bulk of them, is the work of organizations and groups such as this one and many, many others. Your people have banded together in spiritually oriented groups whose goals are to serve the Creator by serving each other. The tribe of humankind is more and more awakening to the possibilities of the evolution of the Spirit. And this increasing desire to serve has brought people together into groups that respond to the less fortunate developments upon your planet with the balm of their light and their prayers and their loving thoughts. We indeed thank those who are engaged in such groups and who are proactively sending light and love to all those places and all those entities who need the balm of that light and that love. The second part of your query, my brother, had to do with what you can do in response to the catalyst of this great catastrophe. In order to respond to that, we would offer you some thoughts upon the concept of prayer. It is easy for people to say, "I will pray for you," when they hear challenging news about a friend or loved one. Yet behind the glib words and the good intentions, there lies a great area of potentially transformative energy. We say it is potential transformative energy because it takes the setting of the intention by an entity with self-awareness and choice to activate the intention of prayer. Yet when that intention is set and when the entity moves into that environment called the inner room, where the Creator and you are tabernacling, and the Spirit rests upon you, prayer is powerful. It is difficult for entities who work with what they can see and hear with their five senses to imagine what happens when you pray because it cannot be seen. Yet when the energy is chosen, intended and offered, it is immediately at the disposal of those entities or situations for which prayer has been offered. It is as though you are sending light from yourself in a literal sense. Those with sensitivity can see it. Indeed, this instrument recently read an account of an entity who was working to become able to travel out of the body. He did so while in a car. He was a passenger in that vehicle and free to work in consciousness. And as his group was traveling down the highway, he moved out of his body. He passed an accident where people were hurt and ambulances were called, and he wondered what all the streamers of light were from the passing cars to the affected vehicles. When he was back in his body and analyzing the situation, he realized that he had seen the prayers of all those who gave a thought to the accident and offered that thought in sincere and heartfelt prayer. Yet there is more that you can do than simply praying for those affected. You may realize that you are one of millions who are sending light to those in, say, Japan, and you may consciously ask that your prayers join with those of your fellow human beings. This brings in the doubling effect, so that more and more light can be generated from the Creator by your intention. While you may feel that in the physical sense there is nothing you can do, in the metaphysical sense you are powerful in the situation to affect it for the better. Let your hearts be opened by the courage of the millions of people involved in this disaster. Do not be devastated by their suffering. Simply offer your love and your light, and let your prayers move like incense to those who are affected, that the sacred may be all around them, and that they may meet those challenges that they face, bathed in the radiance of your prayers. These energies move through many sub-densities, and they go where they are needed. So we would suggest, my friends, that you not attempt to direct your prayers, but merely offer them for the greater good. The important thing in prayer, and in all actions that may be considered magical, is that you focus so that your intentions are purified and intensified, and so that any insincerity or feelings of low self-worth that may hinder the effectiveness of your prayers be eliminated completely. Perceive yourself as powerful in this situation and use that power to love. This is Robert speaking. Thank you, QO. Praise be our one infinite creator. And I pray for the turtle trying to cross the road. Until next time, I love you, my brothers and sisters. Have a blessed day. Adonai, I love you.